A woman I've never met pulled into my driveway, laid on her horn, and started screaming for her mail. She's been back several times, even switched cars. I don't know her, I've never met her, but she used Informed Delivery to stalk me on Facebook. I called the cops twice. Am I wrong for protecting my space, or did I overreact? Before you deliver your verdict, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Drop your judgment in the comments. You're the jury here, and your opinion matters. Now, let's get into the story. About a month ago, I moved into a rental home in a quiet town I'd never lived in before. I'm a woman living alone, and I work remotely, so I spend a lot of time at home. I thought this house would give me the peace and privacy I needed. I was wrong. Right from the start, I noticed the mail. Tons of it. Not mine, addressed to someone else. The prior tenant had been here a long time. I did the responsible thing. I wrote return to sender, not at this address on every envelope, and placed them back in the mailbox with the flag up. But the mail kept coming. Junk mail, bills, medical letters. Sometimes 10 or more a day. And while I was mildly annoyed, I figured it would eventually stop. Then, 2 weeks in, something changed. It was around 2 p.m. on a weekday. I was on a Zoom meeting with a client when a car came tearing into my driveway. No exaggeration, it was fast and aggressive. Horn blaring. It startled me, and I instinctively looked out my office window. I keep the blinds open during the day, and my desk faces the front. A woman was in the car, waving her arm wildly. Her wrist was in a huge white cast. She didn't get out. She just kept honking and waving. I had no idea who she was. Now, I don't know how other people might handle that, but I'm a woman alone in a new area, and a stranger pulling into my property like that is alarming. I don't know if she's angry. I don't know if she's dangerous. And honestly, with the world we live in, I don't take chances. So I hid. I started recording on my phone and ducked out of view. Eventually, she left. The next day, same story. She came back. Same car. Same honking. Only this time, she started shouting from her window, "I want my mail." I stayed hidden. Again. Later that afternoon, I went to check for my delivery, a package I had been expecting. But it was gone. Now, I can't prove anything, but the timing? Pretty suspicious. I called non-emergency police dispatch and explained what had happened over the last 2 days. The aggressive stranger, the yelling, the missing package. I gave them a description of her and her car and said I didn't feel safe. Small town. The response was quick. About 20 minutes later, a cop pulled up with the woman in the car. They had found her easily, and she wanted to come back to talk to me. The officer said he was there as a neutral party. Fine. I stepped out. She introduced herself, finally. She was the former tenant of my house. She explained that she still had access to Informed Delivery, a USPS service that emails you digital previews of your mail each day. Even though she no longer lived at the address, she was still getting snapshots of the envelopes being delivered to my house. Which, first of all, huge privacy red flag. That's my name, my mail being photographed and sent to a stranger. Then it got weirder. She said she had looked up my name from the mail previews, found me on Facebook, and sent me a message asking to come by for her mail. I never saw the message, it was flagged as spam, but the fact that she stalked me via my address, through federal mail services, and then social media, felt incredibly violating. I explained to her, as calmly as I could, that I had never kept her mail. I always mark it return to sender, and send it back. I even put a handwritten note on my door that says, "Please do not leave mail here for anyone not currently residing at this address. Thank you." She claimed she didn't take my missing package and seemed confused that I was scared of her. I told her plainly, "You pulled into my driveway honking and yelling, didn't identify yourself, and refused to get out of the car. You think that's not scary?" Her excuse? She was afraid of my dog. My dog, by the way, is a 10-pound Chihuahua. Anyway, after a tense but civil conversation, she left. I followed up by contacting the post office and explaining what had happened. I asked them to revoke her informed delivery access to my address. They were cooperative and agreed to investigate. I hoped, that was the end of it. But I was wrong. A few days later, she came back. Again. This time in a different car. She didn't just honk. She pulled up fast, again, rang the doorbell 3 times, and started banging on the door. I didn't answer. I didn't say a word. I just grabbed my phone, recorded again, and waited in silence. Eventually, she left. Now, I haven't seen her since, but at this point, I'm scared she'll just keep showing up. Let's get something straight. I'm not hoarding her mail. I don't have a secret stash. I'm not running a free P.O. box service. I've been doing everything right, and she's been showing up uninvited, aggressively multiple times, stalking me through Facebook and mail scans. And yet, I still find myself wondering, was I the asshole? Should I have just messaged her back when she first reached out? Should I have bagged up her junk mail and met her somewhere public to hand it over? Or was it reasonable for me to prioritize my safety, especially as a woman living alone in a new place? Because even though I felt completely justified in calling the police twice, I can't deny that part of me still feels guilty. Like maybe I escalated something that didn't have to be hostile. She felt entitled to her mail, but I felt entitled to safety. So, what do you think? Am I the asshole for ignoring her, not handing over the mail, refusing to answer the door, and calling the police? I don't know what she's capable of. I just know how I felt, unsafe, stalked, and constantly on edge. Maybe she didn't mean harm, but maybe she did. Was I too harsh, or just protecting myself? So, what's the verdict? Drop your judgment in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who loves dissecting moral gray areas. Your comment could change someone's mind. A woman I've never met pulled into my driveway, laid on her horn,